What's going on YouTube? Is Rashean here. I'm here going to be giving you a deck profile for the deck that I brought to YCS Providence, Rhode Island. I also just played this deck at the Gaming ETC Regional in Stratford, Connecticut, and I top 8 it with it. And as you can see, this is my Grand Soil and the Moon and Glace play mat. It's the first event that they've been given this mat. They announced that they were going to be changing the mat Friday, and then on Sunday, I top 8 that regional. So let's get into the deck profile. All right, the deck plays 3 Machina Gear Frame, pretty standard and machine-based deck. Plays 3 Machina Fortress to go along with the gear frames, and I play 1 Machina Cannon. Those are the only cards that I run that are Machina-based. Now for my geargias, I play the heart and soul of the deck, 3 geargia armor. Everybody knows what he does at this point. I play, honestly, the MVP of the deck for me is the geargia accelerator. If you control a geargia monster, you can special summon him in defense mode. And if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you get to add a geargia except for himself from your grave to your hand. A lot of people forget about that effect. It's a great effect to recycle your geargia monsters from the grave. I play 2 geargia arsenal, a nice little way to get in some quick damage, and then main phase 2, tribute it off to set your armor to keep your plays going. Now, what makes my deck different from all the other geargia decks that you're seeing? I play 2 Geargiano MK2, and I play 2 Geargiano. I feel like these cards in the deck open up rank 3 plays. It lets you go into things like Zenmaines, Leviair, Leviathan Dragon. Nobody really expects to see those things in the Geargia deck, which is the main reason why I run them. These are really probably the best cards in the deck to me. Nobody ever sees them coming. I summon them. Geargiano MK2, he's like a tour guide pretty much, As long as you have some graveyard set up or you have something in your hand, and you can search out most of the deck with Geargigant X, people don't know what he does. He's an underrated card as well as Geargiano together. They just do explosive plays, and playing these cards also gives you the benefit of plussing when they destroy your Geargigant X. You get to bring one of these out in defense mode. So it gives you a little added protection. So that's the Geargia part of the deck. I played 2 Effect Veilers. I felt like 3 in the main was unneeded, and I didn't need to play Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragons. I didn't need to play Maxis in the main. The wind-up matchup is okay, but I feel like I'd rather have 3 Effect Veilers in the main before I put any Cyber Dragons. Shout out to my teammate, Chris O'Neill, who also top 8'd the regional. I'm going to put a description below, somewhere down there or over there somewhere, for his deck profile. It's on my channel as well. And I also played a Gores. You got to stop the OTKs. That's it for the monsters. Now for my spell lineup, I played 2 Forbidden Lance. This card is too broken. It's too broken. Like every deck nowadays plays it. I played 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, and then the 1-ups, the Reborn, the Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Pot of Avarice, and a card that a lot of people aren't playing is Limited Removal. I don't understand how people don't play this card. You're playing a deck full of machines. Like, it's almost, if you draw this card, it's like an auto win. It just lets you combo out so much and just do big damage, especially if you have Fortress on the field. That's 5,000 right there. I don't understand how people don't play Limited Removal when you're playing a machine deck. So that's it for the spells. And for my traps, I'm running the Solemn Brigade. Playing double Torrential Tribute, double Bottomless Trap Hole. Now, my little text in the deck, I'm playing 1 D-Prison, 1 The Huge Revolution is Over, and 1 Fiendish Chain. Bringing that card back. That's it for the main deck. I believe it's a 41 card total for the main board. Now for the extra deck, I have, because I'm playing a variant where I can make rank 3s because of the Geargiano MK2 and the Geargiano, I'm playing Zinmanes, Levier, Tim Tempo, and Leviathan Dragon. Probably the main level 3 for me, the boss, is going to be the Tim Tempo, mainly because you can make him under the sideboard in Gozen's match. So you can still make him and do damage to your opponent, and he puts so much work in. He puts so much work in. I decided to only play one Gigagant X. I felt like I only needed one. I feel like any skilled player can make one of these work in your extra deck. You don't need to play two. Yes, two is good, but I felt like I only needed to play one, so I only played one, and I'll show you what I played instead of him when I come to him in my extra deck. I played one Shockmaster. I played Gem Knight Pearl. Pappy. This card won me my round 2. This card is broken. Utopia. My Stroke. Steel Swarm Roach. And I played Fairy King. This card is broken. It says no to Gores. You attack. They drop Gores, main phase 2. You activate the effect. And then the Gores nor the Gores token is big enough to get over it. So it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent because now they have a big monster they still have to get over, and their Gores is too small to beat it. And the card I played, instead of playing a second Gear Gigant X, is I played a Gaga Gaga Cowboy. I actually burned, what round was it? I think it was my round 7. I burned him for the damage. For the 800, I exceeded for him in defense mode, detached one to do the 800 damage, and he was at 800. So that's how I won that match. This card is severely underrated. It's only going for about $8-9 right now. You guys pick this card up. Pick this card up. Once this card, sees some more play and people realize that this is a staple card, it's going to be a staple card. This card just helps out so many decks. It gives you a rank 4 answer to 3,000 monsters. Definitely pick it up now. It's only, like I said, about $8-9. I can see this card going up to being a $20 super in the near future. I played, of course, you have to play Big Eye. I'm playing 3 Fortresses in the deck, and I'm also playing Gores. A lot of people forget that Gores is a level 7. I've made Big Eye with a Fortress and a Gores on many occasions. Big Eye is one of the most broken exceeds in the game. He is definitely broken. So have to run the Big Eye. Debated on running 2. Really did. And I played a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. That's going to be it for my extra deck. Now for my side deck, I sided what I felt was going to be good things to give me good matchups against things like windups and some of the more popular decks. I actually have a list of what I played every round, so I'll go through that after I finish. I played one Max C and the third Effect Veiler in the side. I felt like this was the perfect blend to get over things like windups, having the third Effect Veiler plus the Max C hand traps to give me great, game ones against them because I am manning the 2 Veilers, and then to just give me total control game 2 and game 3 if there was a game 3 against those decks, because these cards, if you draw them together, it's like really hard for them to out advantage you. I played one Kinetic Soldier. Heroes and 6 Samurais are out there. A lot of people are still playing those decks because they are somewhat budget decks now. And I like the Kinetic Soldier because he can be searched via Gear Gigant X. And I also played a Puppet Plant. This card won me my round 3 against 6 Sams. He had nothing. He had 2 cards in hand. He summons a Kaizan. He aestheticisms to bring out the other 1800 Samurai. He made an Excalibur, made it 4,000, attacked over my gear frame. The next turn, I just dropped a Puppet Plant and I attacked him with a Fortress, the 4,000 Excalibur, and I believe it was another gear frame, for well over what game was. He wasn't even full at that time. So this card, I debated taking it out, and as I sat with my teammates Saturday night and we were testing, I said I can't possibly take this card out. It's too good. It's been too good to me. Every event that I go to, I always play at least one. Usually, I play two. And every event, this card comes through for me. So he's definitely staying in. I'm playing double Cyber Dragon, playing machines. There's a lot of geargia matches out there. There's a lot of gadget matchups now. People are playing gadgets a lot. Shout out to Johnny Nagel, top 16ing YCS Rhode Island with gadgets. So there's a lot of gadgets out there, and so you gotta have the Cyber Dragon. For my sided spells, I play the Mystical, the Mind Control, and one system down, just to give me the little added advantage in the mirror match or anything that is machine heavy. Great. Mind Control is a great card to side in. Great card. It sides in against a lot of things. Anything that runs level 4s, you can just side it in, take their level 4, make a random, level 4 exceed, and, just keep comboing off like that. I sided 2. Oh no, dropped it. Siding 2, Royal Decree. This was for if I came across things like Chain Burn, specifically Chain Burn or Final Countdown, things that use traps. Any trap heavy decks, I'll side this in against heroes, anti-meta, things that depend on their traps. I'll side in the decrees, and then I'll just go off once I get the decree. I side 2, Gozen's Match. Gozen's Match is pretty self-explanatory now. It's a pretty common card. Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows what it does. It's too good when you play a deck full of all the same attribute, and you have a lot of exceeds of the same attribute, so you can play it. I flipped this on an agent player, and he ended up getting rid of like his Gachi because he didn't want to get rid of his Hyperion, and then I ended up defeating the Hyperion because it was no big deal. Because it didn't have a boost from the Gachi anymore. But this is definitely a great card. Sided at 2. I side the second Deep Prison just to add a little bit of consistency against games where they're like, running triple Thunder King and they want to always have a Thunder King on the board. I'll just side in the second Deep Prison just to get rid of the Thunder King because Thunder King does hurt this deck. And I sided the last card was 1 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. This was for I put it in there for Dark Worlds, and I ended up using it against Stefan. I want to say that was round 5. He's playing Chaos Dragons, so I put this on board, and it's like they can't really do anything because their Red Eyes doesn't get effects, and it's just a really good card. Stops Dark Monsters. I stopped Turgais with it. Great card. So that's the deck, guys. Let me get into what I played. Round 1, I played Infernities. I won that match. Round 2, I played Agents. I won that match. Round 3, I played Six Sams. I won that match. Round 4, I played Dino Rabbit. I won that match. Round 5, I played Cash Dragons. I won that match. Round 6, I played Wind-Ups. That was my first loss of the day. I played Giovanni, and he beat me with the Wind-Ups. Round 7, I played Wind-Ups again, and I won that match. And round 8, I played Agents again, and I won that match. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. That's the new regional top 8 map. Let me know what you think of the deck below in the comment section down there, somewhere like that. But yeah, that's the deck. Later, YouTube.